In 2024, DC announced their new line of compact comics. These launched in September of 2024 with Watchmen the Complete Collection. These books are 5.5 by 8.5 inches, the same size as a standard trade paperback novel. They collect comic book stories that are iconic, can be read on their own, and serve as a good entry point for comic book reading. Best of all, these books are priced at just $9.99 across the board. The mission with these compact comics is to make comic book reading more accessible. There are so many different stories across so many different comic book runs that it is incredibly daunting to decide where to start. With these books, DC is highlighting highlight runs and novels that can be read on their own, so anybody can pick them up off the shelf for a reasonable price and get into comic book reading. That is seriously awesome. The Compact Comics collection is a genius idea and could be absolutely huge for the comic book industry. Here are the comics that are released so far in this format, as well as those that have been announced. We've got Watchmen, All-Star Superman, Batman the Court of Owls saga, Batman Hush, Far Sector, Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens, Wonder Woman Earth 1, Joker, Catwoman, American Vampire Book 1, Kingdom Come, Static Season 1, Deceased, Batwoman Elegy, and soon to be released we've got coming Superman Birthright, The Authority Book 1, Superman/Batman, DC The New Frontier, Wonder Woman Blood and Guts, Batman Arkham Asylum, Harley Quinn Wild at Heart, Batman The Long Halloween, Y The Last Man Book 1, V for Vendetta, and We 3. Doubtless there will be even more to come, but that's a pretty impressive roster so far. Here's what I've picked up so far. I started with All-Star Superman when that one first came out. Here, I'll give you all the angles. Kind of what the art looks like, if you can tell. Page quality. So I started with that one, and then I picked up Static Season 1 and Kingdom Come recently. Very excited about those. In February of 2025, Marvel launched their response, the Marvel Premiere Collection. Basically, they're doing the same thing. Only their books are a little bit bigger, and they cost a little bit more. Marvel's Premiere Comics Collection books are 6 inches by 9 inches, half an inch bigger than the DC books in both directions. The cost is $14.99, which is 150% of the price of the DC Compact Comics. While it's still pretty affordable, this is a little bit annoying. Even when we're trying to revitalize the comic book community, it's like everything's got to be a competition. But boo-hoo, I guess, breaking news, corporation wants your money. I'll get over it. I'm still buying them. Regardless, Marvel's version of the Compact Comic Book Collection launched in February with Daredevil Born Again and Black Panther and Nation Under Our Feet. The mission is the same. Take great stories that can serve as effective entry points and enjoyable standalone reads and sell them at a value price. Here's what Marvel's Premiere Collection has to offer. We had Daredevil Born Again, Black Panther and Nation Under Our Feet, Captain America Winter Soldier, Fantastic Four Solve Everything, and that's everything that's on the shelves right now, but we've also got Civil War, Wolverine, Old Man Logan, and Hawkeye Barton plus Bishop coming out soon. It's not as lengthy of a roster as the DC Compact Comics by any means, but I think that there's going to be a lot more of these because it's been very successful. I started my personal collection of the Marvel Premiere Comics line with Daredevil Born Again, so let me show you what that one looks like and do a little comparison. Throw that up next to one of these DC ones so you guys can see the difference. So, it's a little bit bigger, basically. The cover's a little more sturdy. This is a glossy cover. This is a matte cover. Not a whole lot of a difference, but, just kind of have different accents to them. Now, these comics are not only for beginners. They're stories that every fan will enjoy, and many would love to have in their personal collection, especially for such an affordable price. But making comics accessible to everyone is the most important thing that these companies can do. Comic books, while they started out as a cheap form of entertainment that anybody could pick up at any time, have become more of a luxury item. They've also gotten much, much better over time. Comics are finally being acknowledged as a form of art, as they should be. When you open a comic book, you get the entertainment of a story accompanied with the beauty of inspired artwork. You have to realize how much work goes into making a comic book. For that reason, as well as the obvious economic changes, it makes sense that comics are more expensive nowadays. However, since they're harder to afford, less people buy them. Especially in times of economic instability, people have to be selective about what they spend their money on. This makes it hard for an industry like the comic book industry, which produces products solely for entertainment, to survive. That's why this wave of value-priced books prepared to introduce newcomers to the world of comics and designed to be highly collectible are so important for the industry. For comics to survive and thrive in today's world, the community needs some new blood. DC and Marvel are just two comic book companies. They're the largest and the most widely known, but there are a lot of other publishers. Smaller publishers may not have deals like this, but that's fine. It's the responsibility of titans like DC and Marvel to use their positions to make comic books accessible and bring people into the realm of comic books. They can afford it, while smaller publishers can't. That said, here are a few comic books by other publishers that can be purchased for similar prices. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the single-issue stories, like the individual ones like Katara and the Pirate Silver, those are published by Dark Horse and they go for $12.99. I have all of those. I recommend them. They're great reads. Scott Pilgrim, the single volumes published by Oni Press, go for $14.99. Invincible by Image, the single volumes go for $14.99 as well. And then A Song for You and I is a Random House graphic novel that goes for $13.99. So there's other options out there if you want to get into comic book reading, but you don't necessarily want to pick up a Marvel or DC title. There are some things that you can get in a similar price range. Marvel also has a line called Mighty Masterworks, which are meant to introduce readers to a character by collecting 5 issues, usually including their first appearance. I have the Silver Surfer one, so that's another way you could get into comics. Those are priced at $15.99. Whether you're already a comic book fan or not, I urge you to go out and pick up some of these titles. By supporting the idea, we can encourage more steps in this direction. Whatever characters you're interested in, whatever book looked coolest to you in this video, just go pick it up and give it a try. It won't cost you much, and you might love it. I think that compact comics are one of the coolest and most important things to happen in the comic book industry recently, and I'm super excited about it. What do you think? Which titles are you thinking of picking up? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, don't forget what Goku says. Peace out, guys. What do you think? Which titles are you thinking of picking up? Please let me know in the comments, I'm really curious. That felt disingenuous, but I meant it. What do you think? Which titles are you thinking of picking up? Please let me know in the comments, I'd really love to know. It sounds terrible every time.